alleged incident and detailed how she started to cry in a meeting about that night with her Chief of Staff days later, saying as soon as you vocalise something, it becomes real. Lerman denies they had sex.
Opposition leader Peter Dutton has received a briefing on plans to repatriate a group of Australian citizens currently held in Syria. ASIO is launching an operation to get about 16 women and 42 children out of a detention camp in the northeast of the country. They travelled to the region more than 3 years ago with their husbands and boyfriends who were sympathetic to Islamic State. Mr Dutton says he's concerned they could still pose a security risk when they're back.
They've been living for years now in a camp, socialising with people who have either committed terrorist attacks or who have been planning terrorist attacks, then we need to take it very seriously.
Now turning to FIVEAA sport. North Melbourne has landed a Docker duo as Day 3 of the trade period continues. Eddie Summerfield reports.
North Melbourne received future second and third round draft picks as assistants from the AFL. They've been traded to Fremantle, bringing Griffin Logan midfielder Darcy Tucker to Arden Street. St Kilda's defensive stocks have been bolstered, signing free agent Zane Cordy to a 3-year deal from the Western Bulldogs. Port Adelaide is no closer to a deal being done for Jason Horne-Francis. Power defender Riley Bonner's manager denying he's met with the Roos. And the Giants now have 4 top 20 draft picks after completing a pick swap with Brisbane. That deal expected to help pave the way for Josh Dunkley to move to Brisbane from the Western Bulldogs.
Alex de Minaur has suffered a shock loss in the opening round of the Japan Open. The Nasi Kokkinakis has also made an early exit, while Nick Kyrgios is through to the next round. And captain Aaron Finch has labelled David Warner as Australia's best ever batsman across all 3 formats of the game ahead of tonight's T20 International against the West Indies on the Gold Coast. Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
At Burnside, Greenhill Road is closed between Glenburn Road and Gartrell Street. That's due to fallen power lines. Hackney power lines are down on Hackney Road due to a fallen tree. Unlee blackout affecting lights on Doothie Street at Wattle Street. And at Dry Creek, look out for burst water main. That's on Churchill Road North near Railway Tourist causing delays. Busy Grange Road at Findon Road with a camera Gorge Road at Athelston. When you cover things up, they last longer. The same goes for you. Be SunSmart. Save your skin. Download the SunSmart app today and protect yourself in 5 ways. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Now the FIVEAA forecast. A shower or 2 this afternoon. Late showers tomorrow 23. Friday showers easing 17. And Saturday a possible shower in 16. Right now it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News Tonight.
Chaos caused by a buckled boom on a giant crane at Hackney. Exclusive. One man's dangerous acts on the Seaford train line. L plates, P plates, now R plates. Which drivers will carry new signs on our streets? The true cost to travellers of airline flight credits. And see the bumbling southern suburbs thieves who couldn't reach their target. I'm Brenton Raglis. See the full story on 9 News tonight at 6.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show.
I want to get back to North Melbourne. What do you do? Who is the most respected football figure outside of any coaching or playing at the moment? Who would you put on there? Staring you right in the face.
Graham Corns?
No.
I'm staring at you.
Rowey and Timmy G.
Malcolm Blight, surely.
Oh, Blighty. Oh,
surely Malcolm
yes.
Blight. 4 p.m. weekdays on FIVEAA.
Brick, block, pave and save. Stack, lay, pattern and play. The look, the quality, the range. Luton.
Right now, you can save up to 25% off quality Luton, formerly Boral Masonry, bricks, blocks and pavers at your local Luton reseller.
The range. Luton. The look, the quality, the range.
Save up to 25% off at your Luton reseller today.
When shopping around for hearing aids, the main sound you'll hear is... But not at Specsavers, where you don't have to pay top dollar for top-of-the-range hearing aids. Just book a free 15-minute hearing check at specsavers.com.au/hearing. Then maybe you could use those savings to hear something more pleasant like... Should have gone to Specsavers. Conditions apply.
You work hard, so you need a van that works just as hard as you do. Like the G10 Plus manual diesel with 5.2 cubic metre capacity. Or the V80 manual diesel from 6.4 cubic metre capacity. Both from just $33,990 drive away for ABN holders. Visit a dealer today to see how you can get hard-working value on a hard-working van. LDV. Bring it on. T's and C's and exclusions at ldvautomotive.com.au.
If you love greyhound racing, come and watch the stars light up at the Tab Adelaide Cup on Friday, October 7 at Angle Park. Enjoy Group 1 greyhound racing with live music, food trucks, tab and bar facilities trackside, plus free kids entertainment and free general admission. For all the amazing hospitality packages and info, visit greyhoundracingsa.com.au. See you at the Tab Adelaide Cup, Friday, October 7 from 5 o'clock. Drink responsibly, gamble responsibly.
Race into Tyre Power and take pole position during the Great Race Sale. The crew from Tyre Power is giving you the power to buy 3 and get 1 free on selected Kumho tyres. Put your pedal to the metal and visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 during Tyre Power's Great Race Sale.
Hi, I'm Lachlan Harvey from Goldsborough Financial Services. A lot of people think that having a financial advisor is about managing money. It can be, but it's so much more than that. It's about having a trusted professional on your team to identify opportunities and help with critical decision making. So much has changed. There's never been a more important time to get financial advice than right now. At Goldsborough, we make that first meeting as easy as possible, whether it's over the phone, via video or in person. Check out goldsborough.com.au for more details. AFSL number 225330.
The perfect time to get your evaporative air conditioner serviced is now. Give Ken a call. We clean the filter pads, check the water levels and make sure your evaporative air conditioner is ready for those hot summer days. Ken Hall Plumbers, 8364 5855.
$13.95. Adelaide's FIVEAA. This is Jade Robran.
Hello, welcome to Tech Talk.
FIVEAA Tech Talk with Richard Pascoe.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the show. We are talking tech with Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialists. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
How are you going?
Yeah, good.
Did you get across the latest Telstra hacking? I know that it was only, people that work there, but it's still a little bit scary because I figure, well, if they're getting into their details, can they get into customer details?
Yeah, I know. It's really what's called a scrape, not a hack.
Right.
So it's only basically information that was stored on that you could pick up of Google and LinkedIn, and they've just gathered the details off of there. So it was no real. So like on LinkedIn, if you go to my LinkedIn page, I've got a phone number in there. I've got my my email address, and that's about all they gathered off there. So it's nothing, I think, for anybody to be concerned about. I think as soon as it was announced, the people at Optus would have been going, yes, they've been done too. That'd be the first thing. But it was Telstra's Work-Life NAB rewards program. So it was a third party, not Telstra, who organised it for them. It had something to do with the NAB.
Oh, right.
Which is a bit concerning.
Oh, that is concern. It just feels like every day there's a new concern out there in regards to cybersecurity.
It is. And, we should quickly go back and address the Optus thing again because I'm still getting hammered about it.
It continues, doesn't it?
It does. So Kelly Bayer Rosmarin put a video up on the weekend. So 1.2 million customers have had at least one number from a current and valid form of identification and personal information compromised. 900,000 customers have had numbers relating to expired IDs compromised, as well as personal information, while 7.7 million customers did not have ID documents compromised. That sounds good, doesn't it, Jade?
You'd be filthy.
The attack still exposed information such as email addresses, date of birth and phone numbers. So it still is a complete disaster.
Well, around 20,000 South Australians have replaced their driver's licence. That's an enormous amount.
It is, and you know what? Big cheerio to everybody at Service SA. I reckon you're doing a great job out there. And, if you get offered the chance to get a new driver's licence, take it. Don't hesitate. Go down, queue, get there early in the morning and do it. Pay attention to any text, emails or phone calls that you get. If I'm from Optus, Jade, I'm here to help you. Just give me your login details like that. Say, thank you very much. No, hang up. If you're an Optus customer, go to the My Optus app. You can talk to them online, and you put all your details in there, and they'll come back. That's very safe to do. Or give them a call on 133 937. If you get a phone number that's anything else reporting to be from Optus, you basically just hang up.
How, when you do get online and you have a conversation with them, how do you know that that's safe?
The online, so like the My Telstra app and the My Optus app, because it is safe.
Okay.
It's come from it's been vetted by the App Store, that you've got it from the Google Play Store, you've got it from the Apple App Store. It comes in and it logs you into your account. There are certain checks and balances that have got to be done to make sure that it's the right app that comes down. So it'd be very hard to fake something like that.
If you would like to talk tech, I've got a question for Richard. Give us a call. The phone lines are open, 8223 0000, and of course the text line too, 0448 08 1395. 11th anniversary of Steve Jobs passing.
It is.
That's gone really quickly.
It has. And I thought I'd give you 7 quick things that he's probably responsible for on there. So he co-founded the company along with Steve Wozniak, Apple. He delivered the first commercially successful personal computer. We think of Bill Gates doing it, but it was actually Steve Jobs who did it. He introduced the GUI, which is graphic user interface. So what we see on a computer screen today, where we can move the mouse around and we can click icons, is what they came up with.
And that's called the GUI.
The GUI.
Never knew that.
Yep. He was behind the successful animation studio Pixar. When he went to them, he really put them on the road to success. He went back to Apple when they had about $3 left in the bank, and was able to go along and make it. I mean, look at it today.
Really wish I jumped on at that point.
It's a juggernaut. He changed the way people listen to music through the iPod. And Apple Music today have just announced, I think it's 100 million songs.
Golly.
You can get on that.
How's their memory bank?
You'd never listen to them all, and really revolutionised the smartphone market with the iPhone.
Amazingly talented man. We have a phone call that has come through. Mr. Nick Xenophon, good afternoon to you.
G'day, I couldn't resist calling you. And
well, everyone is welcome here at 5AA Tech Time.
Even me. Even has been ex-Polly's, I know.
I was going to say, could we do Nick from Windsor Gardens?
No, it's Nick from Paradise.
I was close. Just down the road.
Not quite. G'day, I just wanted to say, I don't think Richard would mind me saying that a chap that I'm representing, who is trying to get his money back from the National Australia Bank, Richard was, as part of the services he offers, managed to download all the bogus text that were blended in with the original, with the real text from the National Australia Bank.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about this.
And we still, look, without my client's permission, I can't talk about it much, but there'll be more developments soon. But when I went public on this a couple of weeks ago, I got about 40 calls from all around the country. Widespread problem. I've also spoken to the Consumer Law Centre. They're based in Melbourne. They're kind of they're the preeminent consumer law public advocacy centre in the country. This is a huge issue in terms of scams. And interestingly, on the weekend, I got a call from someone, text messages purporting to be from PayPal, wanting to call them. The modus operandi for the scam was exactly the same as for my client, so it didn't go very far. Wow. But it was but the coincidence was that I'd actually received some, what appeared to be real emails from PayPal the same day. And I think I last used PayPal about 4 years ago. So in the end, I managed to get through to PayPal. They assured me there were no transactions, but I think there's a huge issue with scams. And I think there are many people that don't bother reporting it if it's relatively, that they just give up. So
they should be right, but they should, everybody out there, because Nick, people always go, I don't want to appear stupid. So that's why I don't want to report that sort of thing. But I think everybody should go along, no matter what it is, and report it and tell your friends. It's the only way we're going to stop this.
Exactly. But the interesting thing, though, in relation to the chap that you helped out by downloading his those texts, so we had, electronic proof of it, was that the ANZ Bank, after he went public, suddenly on their website, on the front page of the NAB app, actually said, if you're getting messages from what appeared to be NAB, with a NAB number on your phone, and coming up as a NAB text message they may not appear to be what you think they are. In other words, it took that and the public opprobrium to actually get them to say that. And I'm quite sure, well, I'm fairly confident that the bank would have known about these scams before they issued that public warning. So
yes. I hate that. I hate that you've got to go public all the time for people to do something about it, because how many more people have to fall victim? Because that is a very calculated scam that you explained to us.
Oh, yes.
I mean, anyone would have looked at that and gone, oh, yeah, that's Ridgy Ditch.
Yeah, it does look rigid. I think, Richard, we discussed this in detail with the client. It would have fooled 99.99% of people around.
It's best one I've ever seen, Nick, and I told you that.
Yeah, and but still, we're still battling on. But if we can't get the resolution that we want, then we're going off to court. And I'm sure that Richard, you might be sitting there in the courtroom. We might even call you as an expert witness.
There we go. Well, that'll be exciting, Nick. So the NAB the bank haven't refunded the money at all yet.
Can't talk about it. I can't. Okay. It's more complicated than that. I can't talk about it now, but I will. Sure, we'll talk about it soon.
All right.
But it's messy, and interestingly, the latest scam is you get the text messages. It's coming up on the same text line that you have for PayPal. I've had text before for PayPal, came up on the same thing. So the fact that they can mask it, and this is, I know it's a question for Richard, is how do the telecommunications companies let them get away with that? Because, you can come up with bogus texts and bogus numbers. So it has the real number of the bank coming up on your screen, the fraud department, but in fact, it's somebody completely dodgy. So I still can't work out how that happens.
From research that I'm doing at the moment, a lot of it's got to do with the minor telcos in the United States now. So somebody over, let's say pick on India, somebody from India bounces a call through the minor telcos in the United States, and we end up getting them here because they're starting to crack down in the States onto the big telcos. But I think there's another 2-year moratorium on the minor telcos being able to mask other people's numbers.
It is a war on citizens, isn't it? It's a daily battle every day that we've got to fight and to protect our own belongings. It's a disgrace. Anyway, we're going to take a really short break. We're coming to you live from the Foodland Supermarket live stream. If you'd like to ask a question to our tech guru, Richard Pascoe, 8223 0000, or the text line 0448 08 1395.
Thomas & Friends All Engines Go storybooks have arrived, exclusive to Drake's supermarkets. Collect the whole set of 10 books, then pick up the collector's tin to store your complete collection for only $15. Simply purchase a specially marked product in an eligible transaction over $30 to get your free Thomas & Friends All Engines Go storybook and start collecting your set today. Drake's, ingredients for every day.
Brick, block, pave and save. Stack, lay, pattern and play. The look, the quality, the range. Lutum.
Right now, you can save up to 25% off quality Lutum, formerly Boral Masonry, bricks, blocks and pavers at your local Lutum reseller.
The range. Lutum. The look, the quality, the range.
Save up to 25% off at your Lutum reseller today.
Living with diabetes? The Freestyle Libre 2 sensor-based glucose monitoring system helps you manage and check your glucose levels with 0 finger pricks and is clinically proven to lower your HbA1c. Now subsidised for all people with type 1 diabetes. Go to subsidychecker.com.au and upgrade to Freestyle Libre 2 today. For people aged 4+ with insulin requiring diabetes, always follow the directions for use. Read the warnings before purchase.
Gentlemen, wish you could sleep at night without getting up constantly to pee? Caruso's Prostate Ease Max relieves the frequency of nighttime urination in men with medically diagnosed benign prostatic hypertrophy or enlarged prostate. So if you'd like to pee less and sleep more, try Caruso's Prostate Ease Max. Available from leading pharmacies and health stores. always read the label and follow the directions for use. If you've not had your symptoms diagnosed or if your symptoms persist or worsen, consult a medical practitioner.
You possibly won't find Australia's largest range of rollers, spare parts and accessories for sliding doors and windows at your local hardware store. I mean, I guess you could try, but nah. Instead of wasting time, how about you save time? Visit rollerco.com.au because spare parts for sliding doors and windows is what we do. Our warehouse is full of them. rollerco.com.au. We'll get you rolling.
I'm Kathy Nagel, Chief Executive of Western Hospital Henley Beach. Cancer diagnosis is a traumatic and emotional life event, but we are here to help. Western Hospital offers a wide range of cancer services to those in the western suburbs and beyond. We pride ourselves on assisting our community for the past 25 years in the fight against cancer within our friendly chemotherapy unit. Experienced nursing staff are the cornerstone when providing outstanding care. Visit westernhospital.com.au.
Jade Robran on 1395, Adelaide's 5AA.
Welcome back to the show. It's 24 minutes past 3 o'clock. We've got a couple of calls to get through, Richard. We've got Bernie in Kensington Gardens. Welcome to the show, Bernie.
Hey guys, thanks for taking the call. Just regarding scams, obviously, which is a pretty topical subject at the moment. I'll just relate a little story that wife and I came up against a bit earlier in the year, and we do have a policy where we just don't respond to anything, and if someone wants to get in touch with us badly enough, we think they will eventually if they need us.
Yes.
But we had a letter from our private health provider earlier in the year, and the letter basically said that due to some government interventions earlier in the year that some funds were returnable to us. It wasn't a huge amount of money, but it was just a little bit of money was going to come back.
Right.
So, and you had to just go onto this website and go through a process. And because the alarm bell started to ring, because I thought, well, I can't remember last time Health Fund wanted to actually give me some money back. So
yeah, I know, it's stretching my memory too.
So I got onto the website and had a look, and it wanted some details, and it wanted you to put an account number in for the funds to, and it all looked really official for the Health Fund, by the way. And it said, it wanted you to supply an account details for the funds to be credited into. And I said to my wife, I can't understand why they want an account number because they've already got one because they do a direct debit from the account.
Yep.
So do the same thing, rang up the number and gone online, not the number on the letter, gone online and found the number for the healthcare provider, and it took forever to get through to them. And I was explaining to this lady, I got this letter and blah, blah, and I said, is this Reggie Diz or is it a scam? She said, no, it is genuine, she said, but we probably didn't think this through too well because that's why the lines are so busy. Everyone's ringing us asking if it's a scam or not. So the moral is you just have to be super vigilant and super careful and just say no to everything, and if they want you, they'll get you if they need to.
It's true. It's good advice. Bernie, thank you so much. Did you have a tech question, or are you telling your story?
That was the story. That was it.
Perfect. No, really appreciate that. Thank you. Because you've just got to be vigilant. And even though you've got to stay on the line for half an hour or whatever it is, it can protect your funds.
Yeah, a letter coming to your house. I mean, if you got an email coming, that a fund wants to give you money back, you'd really treat it with suspicion on there. But a letter coming to your house. But it's going to be worse now that the Optus ones have because people have got their names and addresses.
I know.
Dates of birth.
And they got everything. Oh, but that just, I can't believe that has got out and how badly it has affected so many people. Almost 1 in 2
And
Australians.
how badly it's been handled.
Yeah. No one's putting their hand up to really take responsibility. But mind you, you don't want to clean out all the executives at Optus right now, do you? You need them in there to fix the problem.
Gladys Berejiklian sitting in the background just waiting to pounce, though.
Oh,
poor old Kelly. I feel a bit sorry for her.
The phone lines are open, 8223 but why are you asking me whenever I send an email, do I check the CC line?
I'll give you a tale of a jilted lover here.
Uh-huh.
So I know somebody, right, and what happened was that they had an acquaintance who was, and the acquaintance said, "Can I just use your house just for the day? I'm stuck down in town." and went along and copied the email address on there. So when emailed him from his computer because he was away, but then put his girlfriend's address in there as well. So it was like she was doing it to go along and say how much I love you and everything like that, while he was already in a relationship with somebody else. These two that weren't in a relationship, so suddenly he was dobbing her into the other one.
Oh, golly.
So, if you ever get, an email...
That is so confusing.
It is, so...
Who needs friends when you got... Well, who needs enemies when you got friends like that?
Yeah, so just be, if you go along and suddenly somebody comes back to you and goes, how did this all occur? Have a look at the CC box in there to make sure it hasn't gone to somebody else.
Okay. Well, we've got a couple of questions coming through, do we? Yep. We'll get it over in a moment. So how's the battery life running? Oh, here we go. Let's go to Malcolm now. Hi, Malcolm.
Yeah, g'day there. Just a question for Richard.
Go ahead.
Far away.
I've got an Android phone, looking to go overseas, and I'd love to have an AirTag, but obviously that's an Apple product.
Yep, you can use the Tile, Malcolm.
A Tile.
A Tile.
Yep. Now, I've had a look at those. They're obviously Bluetooth connected. What happens when it's, miles away or in another country? Can I still...
You're going to rely on other people having tiles, and this is where the Apple AirTag probably dominates now.
Right.
All right.
Thanks,
Sorry, Malcolm.
Let's go to Hayden. Hi, Hayden.
How you going? I just want to talk about one of the big four banks knocking me money off.
Why? What happened?
Yeah, Christmas time last year, they PayPal took $12,000 out of my account.
What?
And yes, and I don't have a PayPal account, and I whinged and complained to the Red Star Bank, and then they put it back in, and then a few weeks later, they got back into my account again, transferred the money from savings into my grandson's trust account, and took $13,000 in one hit.
What?
Wow.
That seems bizarre.
And went into the bank, and they said the safest place to put my money was in my home loan because they couldn't touch it there.
I reckon we're still going to be putting money under our bed soon, aren't we?
I saw an article, don't put the money under your bed.
Oh,
so
okay,
yes.
don't do that. Don't do that then.
Good. Yeah.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Richard. Hi, Jade. How are you?
Yeah, hey,
Paul.
mate.
Now, something that's been on my mind for a while, just regarding, so I use Microsoft Outlook,
Yeah.
and when I delete emails, it's either going into like a trash folder or a bin folder,
Yes.
and it varies as different emails end up in different spots. Do you know why?
So are you a POP account or an IMAP account?
I think it's an IMAP.
So it should all go into the one folder. You might want to set... Who's your provider, Paul?
It's Adam Internet.
You know, I'd probably get more... I'd reset the account up and then import all your old emails into it, so start afresh. All right?
Okay, because it lists both folders down the side, like it's got the bin folder and it's got the trash.
Yeah, which is nothing wrong with it, as long as they're not ending up in both.
Yeah, just something I had in mind and thought maybe you could help me. But yeah,
Good.
all right.
All right.
Thanks, Richard.
Thanks, Paul.
Good luck. And thank you so much for you coming in today. Always a pleasure to see you on a Wednesday afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Have a lovely afternoon. That is Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers, your technology specialists. Now, if you are live streaming on YouTube or Facebook, we've got a really special little friend coming in, a little furry friend who is against the odds and needs our help. Stay tuned for the story coming up after this short break.
This is Adelaide's FIVEAA.
Good afternoon, I'm Michaela Kamarek. The state government says it's continuing to look at ways to make the freeway safer, with nearly 300 solutions put forward at an industry roundtable. The federal opposition is accusing Labor of mismanaging the budget if it makes changes to the Stage 3 tax cuts. A new type of car plate has been introduced on Australian roads to help drivers recovering from trauma, and Alex de Minaur has suffered a shock loss in the opening round of the Japan Open. A shower or two this afternoon. Currently it's 20 degrees. More news at 4 o'clock and as it happens on 5AA.
He's the king of breakfast TV and the chairman of The Power. And each Monday, David Kosh joins David and Will on 5AA Breakfast.
I'll start with Showdown. Great celebration of women's football, I thought. We were outclassed by a more experienced, harder outfit, and that sort of motivates us to do better. But really proud of the girls for the first up. All I can say is we're coming for you.
Catch Koshy each Monday on 5AA Breakfast.
Repco is back again, bringing the Bathurst. And this year, we're celebrating all of you who are bringing it too. So if you're into this and this, not to mention this, and most of all this, then head into Repco because we're all bringing the Bathurst.
Using software like Xero or other accounting software to run your business? You are going to love BizTrack. BizTrack works alongside your current accounting software, especially Xero. Get invoices paid quickly, credit checks, plus discounts to improve your cash flow. BizTrack also offers payment tracking and options like bank transfers or card payments. Plus, live help from a person right here in Adelaide. Everything runs better with BizTrack. Supercharge your current software with BizTrack. Visit bztrack.com.
There's been plenty of talk about interest rate rises and the impact on the property market, but it's not all doom and gloom, with home values up by almost 25% over the past year.
Toop and Toop's Bronte Manual explains that there are still plenty of opportunities to achieve a premium result if you're thinking of selling your home.
Adelaide property is still outpacing every capital city. Our sales team met more than 32,000 buyers over the past year, but there are usually less than 5,000 homes for sale in Adelaide at any one time. Buyer demand still outweighs supply, and that's unlikely to change anytime soon.
So, you're looking to sell. What's the first and most important step?
Well, you need to choose an agent who understands the market and can guide you to a successful sale. With a team of unrivaled experience, Toop and Toop knows what it takes to maximise your results in any selling conditions. We've been selling Adelaide real estate for almost 40 years.
If you're thinking of selling your home or want to know what it's worth in the current market, go to toop.com.au.
Where can you find Adelaide's finest toilet paper? Why, in the same place you can find Adelaide's finest oysters, of course. Adelaide's finest pastries, right next to the finest potatoes. Adelaide's finest shampoo, instant coffee, or Wagyu. Where do you find the most exquisite ingredients and the barest of essentials at the finest prices possible? Adelaide's finest foodland. You can afford Adelaide's finest at Frueville and Pasadena.
Hey, it's Callum here in the kitchen for Edwards Soundmaster. Let me tell you about Russell. He is a living legend here, servicing and repairing all makes and models for 41 years. How's that for experience? In honour of his incredible tenure, I'm making buffalo chicken wings with blue cheese sauce and cod salad for the entire service team. He'll be even more popular now. Download the recipe at edwardsoundmaster.com.au, and while you're at it, book in for a service.
Jade Robran, talking Adelaide on 1395 5AA.
Welcome back to Afternoons. It's 25 minutes to 4 o'clock. Coming up after 4 o'clock, Rowey's Sports Show. Lots going on in the world of sport. Lots of trade news coming up. Cricket, basketball. They'll bring you all the latest after 4 o'clock. But if you're by your computer or your phone, we'd love you to jump onto the Foodland Supermarkets live stream because we've got a very special furry friend in the studio. And joining us is Carolyn Jones, who is the Media Relations Manager at the RSPCA. And our little friend is called Sunday. Mills and Anna is his owner, and they also join us in the studio. Ladies, welcome. How are you all?
Very good. Thank you.
Let's start with you, Mills. You're Sunday's mum. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, he's a banana. He's just a wiggly, happy guy. Like, he just constantly wants to run around and play and be the best guy that he can be, really.
Now, he's up against it. Can you tell us what's happened in Sunday's life?
Well, he was born with half or third of a leg, and without the other use of the other leg at all. But he still gets around like he doesn't know that he doesn't have it. So yeah, he still runs around like crazy and Yeah.
Is he a happy-go-lucky kind of dog?
Oh, super happy-go-lucky. Like, he has to
Yeah.
be friends with everyone. Everyone he sees has to be his friend. Like, animals, people, kids. Like, yeah, he has to meet everyone to be friends with them.
And when did you adopt him?
Ooh, about 5 months ago, I think it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, we got him from the RSPCA, and it's been love ever since.
So when you're walking in, I mean, clearly to look at him, he's missing his legs, and you knew that it would be, proposed some challenges.
Yeah.
That takes a really special person to make that commitment. Why Sunday?
Oh, just, I don't know, seeing his face, like, just seeing the adoption photo, like, for the first time on the internet, like, it was just love at first sight, really. Like, we just knew we had to have him.
Yeah.
And even though he was missing bits, it didn't really change our minds about anything. And then even when we met him for the first time there and saw how he got around, we just decided then, it was like, yeah, we needed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I love how you say that he's missing bits, but on the other hand, he looks like he's got the biggest heart ever.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Carolyn, two very special people that have adopted Sunday. I mean, he's very lucky to have them, but it looks equally like they're very lucky to have him as well.
Oh, absolutely. It takes very special people to take on an animal with such significant disabilities as Sunday has. I mean, he is missing the majority of his front legs, which means that he needs assistance, and he gets around in a wheelchair quite often. And I mean, when people like Mills and Anna step up to take on a dog like this, it really does lift the entire organisation, really, because this dog has nothing else wrong with him. He came to us as a puppy. He was surrendered to us by owners who could not manage his disabilities. They absolutely loved him. And we knew as soon as we saw him, he had the most beautiful temperament. And he was struggling against, he was just, as he'd been born with these disabilities, he was just managing with them.
Yeah.
But we knew from the start he would need very special owners who were prepared to step up. And these two lovely ladies came along, and I tell you, that was a very happy day.
I've seen a photo of him, and he's in a, I guess, a brace to help him get around. Is that full time?
Not full time, no. He's usually just running around the house without anything like helping him. He can get around on carpet, tiles, any sort of flooring, really, as long as it's not too slippery. But yeah, he can get around on anything, and doesn't stop him from stealing socks and food. So yeah.
How much love has he brought to you?
Oh, so much.
Yeah,
So much love.
He's changed your life.
Yeah, couldn't imagine life without him now.
Do many animals come in with disabilities?
Oh, they do occasionally. I mean, in this case, they're congenital, obviously, is born with them. In some cases, animals have been injured. In some cases, our veterinary team needs to amputate limbs. So that animal, we aren't able to save a limb, so the animal ends up with 3 legs. But it is amazing how animals adjust to that. So long as they're going to have quality of life, that's what it's all about for us. So long as the prognosis is good and the prospect of a good quality of life, that they're not going to be suffering are good, as there was in Sunday's case, then we're going to do, we're pulling out all stops for these animals, because that's what we're about. We're about rehabilitation and rehoming into the best homes.
You've got a nationwide Give to Get Them a Home appeal. It's starting tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, this is a really important and exciting appeal. It just goes from 5 a.m. tomorrow until midnight. Give to Get Them Home is exactly that. It is donations, but for every donation that you give in that time, it's dollar matched. So we have major donors, major corporate supporters rather, and individual major donors who are dollar matching for that time. So it doesn't matter what amount you give. If you give $5, it's going to become 10. If you give $10, it's going to become 20. And all of our animal care and our rescue team is funded by donations. We get some government funding, but that is solely to partly cover the cost of our inspectorate. But the rescue of animals in all kinds of predicaments, and all of our care at our Lonsdale shelter and at our Whyalla and Port Lincoln shelters, including quite often extensive veterinary care, that is all funded by donations. We simply can't rehabilitate animals without donations.
And it's coming at such a fantastic time because, wowzers, you've got a lot of animals in your care right now.
We do. We've got nearly 800, over 800 animals in our care at the moment. The majority of them are at our Lonsdale shelter. We have quite a lot of animals also in supported foster care, and that's the model that we've been moving to because it's a lot better for animals to be in foster carers' homes rather than in the shelter environment.
Yeah, sure.
But all
and
that
does
care
that
is
allow
funded
that
as well.
family to, I guess, test the water and see if that's a good fit? And how many go on to sign up and have the pet full time?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It is a really good way to give animal ownership a test run. If you've never done it before, fostering is a terrific way to trial it because all of the care is covered by the RSPCA. We will cover all the food, all the veterinary care, anything while you're fostering that animal, and all what you need to provide is a loving home. And yes, a lot of those foster animals end up being what we call foster fails, and that's what Sunday was, is a foster fail, and that's a really happy outcome. That's where the people who have been fostering the animal just decide, this animal's not going back to the shelter. This animal's part of our family, and he or she is staying with us.
So that's how it all started out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really lovely. So how quickly did he capture your heart?
Pretty much immediately, yeah. Like on the drive home, he was just such a good boy driving home and just looked out the window and then looked at us, and it was just, yeah, he's just such a cute dog. Like, you just can't help but love him when he looks at you and smiles. And hence why the name Sunny and Sunday, like, because he just brings so much sunshine to your life.
Did you name him?
Anna did, yeah.
Yeah. So when you walked in and saw that you're going to be up against it, did the challenges even enter your mind, or you just fell in love with this dog that you just knew had to be in a loving environment, and you girls were the ones for that job?
Yeah, well, we knew it wasn't going to be an easy road, but we were happy to accept any challenges that came along with him, because why not, really? Why not give him the best life that he can have? And yeah.
How do you know what dog or animal, because you have all different animals at the RSPCA, how do you know what's the right fit for you and your family?
Well, you need to do a bit of research. There is a lot of information online for starters, and on the RSPCA knowledge base. So go and have a look and search, caring for a dog, caring for a cat, caring for a guinea pig, a rabbit, and just see what's involved. Because the most important thing is to match the animal to your lifestyle and also to your resources. And I'm not just meaning financial resources, I'm meaning your time.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a dog like Sunday, you can't be too time poor. He's quite intensive in terms of the care he needs, and so you need to see if your family, if you've got a partner or you've got other members in the household, if they're going to step up and support the care of that animal. And some animals are much lower maintenance than others, so it really is matching the dog to your lifestyle and resources, and that's our team will help. We can, we've got very, very experienced people at the Lonsdale shelter and at our other shelters in Whyalla and Port Lincoln, and they will, let you know what that particular animal you might have seen online, what's going to be involved in caring for that animal, not just in terms of just making sure it's fed and it's got water and it's got shelter. They're the basics. We'd assume everybody would do that, but what we want is people who give animals enrichment, like real lives, like they understand the natural behaviours and they make that animal have a really full, happy life, just like you would for a child, frankly. You don't sit a child in an empty bedroom and expect that child to have a good life. You want your animal to be as much a part of your life as possible.
Well, you can tell that Sunday's got a very full life, and two very beautiful owners in Mills, and Anna in the corner there giving lots of snuggles, and my producer's even jumped in here because he's fallen in love with him too, haven't you, John?
She can stay.
She can be our resident pet in here. Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you so much, and if you would like to be part of the campaign and donate to Give to Get Them Home, you can do so. Donations during the one-day appeal, they can be made online at www.rspcagivingday.com/SA, or there is a phone number.
Yes, if you ring 1300 777 221, and we're all on standby to take those donations. So
wonderful.
Yes, we'd love your support.
Carolyn, thank you so much. Ladies, great to see you. Sunday, lovely to meet you. Woof.
Tune into the 5AA Sports Show each week for Where Are They Now? The sporting names you remember from the past, revisited. Thanks to Walco. Get a Walco blankie for your pool this summer and save water evaporation and money. Walco.com.au.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 3,000 Hyundais, i30s, 20s, Santa Fe's, 2,000 Kias, Sorrentos, Carnivals, Rios, over 700 Hondas. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
When shopping around for hearing aids, the main sound you'll hear is... But not at Specsavers, where you don't have to pay top dollar for top-of-the-range hearing aids. Just book a free 15-minute hearing check at specsavers.com.au/hearing. Then maybe you could use those savings to hear something more pleasant like... Should have gone to Specsavers. Conditions apply.
Gentlemen, are you getting up 3 or 4 times a night to pee? Caruso's Prostate Ease Max relieves the frequency of nighttime urination in men with medically diagnosed benign prostatic hypertrophy or enlarged prostate. So if you'd like to pee less and sleep more, try Caruso's Prostate Ease Max. Available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. If you've not had your symptoms diagnosed or if your symptoms persist or worsen, consult a medical practitioner.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhana Kitchens by Design? 2, the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price. Balhana Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhanakitchens.com.au.
Moving into a retirement village can be a big adjustment and buying a unit can be prohibitive. So here's an alternative, renting. At Riverbank Village in the heart of Mount Barker, they offer quality rental accommodation for seniors. That's right, rental accommodation. No entry or exit fees and no hidden costs. Just one fortnightly payment, which includes 3 meals daily, weekly linen service, reverse cycle aircon and social club. Secure, safe, friendly and close to shops. To find out more, go to riverbankvillage.com.au or call 8391 0449.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Mark Andrew, Elvis leaves his mark, backed by the incredible TIC Band, live at the Regal Theatre, Saturday, October 15. Try booking.com.au.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
$13.95. Adelaide's 5AA. This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to Afternoons. It's 10 minutes to 4 o'clock. Gosh, this day has gone super duper quick. It's great to have your company. Today, it is James Bond Day. It marks 60 years since the film franchise first premiered and the release date of the first Bond film, Dr. No, in 1962. I've been asking you guys throughout the show, what's your favourite Bond one-liner? Have you got a favourite? And who do you think the new James Bond should be? We've got Vinny in Grange on the line. Hey, Vinny.
Howdy. Look, I like that Sean Connery, when he goes to the bar and he's asked for his martini, he says, shaken but not stirred.
Yes. Have you used that in a bar before?
Yeah. And he's always got that straight face look, you know, like, I think the famous, my favourite has got to be Sean Connery, and then Roger Moore second.
Oh,
and
Daniel Craig?
Yeah, I'm the old-fashioned way, the other way.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get you. See, Daniel Craig is my favourite, but if I was to do 2, 3, yours. They were sensational.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Vinny, hey, stay on the line because I am going to send you 3 tickets. Well, you and your friends, 3 friends, in fact. You are heading along to Cheese Fest for 2022. It is back Friday, the 14th of October, Adelaide's favourite celebration of cheese and all things delicious. It is from October 14 to 16, and you can jump online at cheesefest.com.au to get your tickets. Congratulations, Vinny. Well, do you use your private health insurance to its full ability? I may as well stand up on a hill and throw my money into the wind. I have just in case, but just, I guess touch wood, my family is healthy and we don't use it all that much. Having said that, though, on Monday, my eldest has got to go in and have his tonsils taken out and a few other little bits and bobs. And I had the anaesthetist ring me this morning and they said, "So are you covered?" And I said, yep. And what's your, supplier, your service provider? And I said, "Oh, it's NIB." And she said, "Oh, no, they're not great with covering that sort of thing. So you'll be out of pocket quite a lot." And I just thought, you've got to be kidding me. Here I am paying top tier cover and I get bugger all out of it. And then I also got a letter this week to say that the premium is going up. And I'm honestly thinking now just to scrap it. But then, there's that little person inside your head that says, no, don't do it. What if something happens and you need it? So, of course, I'll keep it. But gee whiz, it makes you furious, doesn't it? What about you guys? Do you use your private health to its full potential, or do you feel like me, you're just wasting your money all for what? 8223 0000. We've got on the phone Uta Min, who is the health insurance expert from Choice and joins us on the line. Uta, thank you very much for joining us. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Do you use your health insurance to its full potential?
Thankfully not as much either, so that's a good thing. But there's actually a trick that you can use for your son and NIB.
Okay.
If you call the anaesthetist back and ask him who would cover that much better, you could actually switch over to that fund until the day before the surgery.
Oh, that is a good trick.
As long as it's the same level of cover and as long as that policy covers tonsils. But tonsils, I think, are covered in bonds, so it shouldn't be so much of a problem.
Oh, well, thanks for the personal tip. I appreciate that. And now Choice did release some information today on health insurance. And I mean, we're seeing cost of living going up, nearly every day here. What's some of the tips that we should be looking at?
Well, 1 in 3 Australians with health insurance actually have the top policy, which is a gold policy. And those policies cover just sort of a handful, or actually 2 handfuls of extra procedures compared with silver. So silver is a really good cover, which covers you against nearly all cancer surgeries and treatments, heart disease and lung disease, and lots of other things. Obviously, also the tonsils that you mentioned before. But gold is only sort of worth your while. It costs about double compared to silver. And it's only worth your while if you want to have a private obstetrician planning a baby, if you need something like weight loss surgery, hip and knee replacements, or private psychiatric care, or cataract surgery. So there's basically a handful of treatments, and you usually know whether you need them or not.
Very good advice. Thank you so much. So shop around really is the best advice. And I wouldn't have even known that. Only a few days out from surgery, I wouldn't have, probably had the guts to actually to ring up and change. But I mean, if there's somebody else out there that's willing to cover your personal situation, why be loyal in a time like this when, everything, hospital bills, our medication, petrol, our home loans, everything, everywhere we turn is going up. So thank you for the advice, Uta, very much. We've got Gary in Ingle Farm on the line who's called in about Bond. Hello, Gary. What's your favourite line?
Good afternoon, Jade. Well, when I order my coffee and the barista asks my name, I like to say 007. And lots of baristas actually play along. I've had coffee for Bond, James Bond. I've had coffee for Mr. Bond, shaken, not stirred.
How good is that? How awesome to start your day when you found someone funny and they play along with you.
It's great.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Gary. I am going to flick you through a couple of Wallace cinema passes. You can jump online at wallace.com.au and they've got lots of movies out because it's school holiday, so lots to choose from. That's the end of the show today. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you have a fantastic afternoon. Coming up after 4 o'clock, the Sports Show with Rowey and the team.
Is it possible to create tomorrow's car today? Hyundai believes so. Take the Tucson, Hyundai's mid-size SUV, featuring a revolutionary look, intuitive interior, advanced tech, and safety. You can enjoy